Hey, can I get a drink? Where's the regular guy? Hi everyone, jumping in here. I'm the part-time bartender, not sure where the regular guy is. This is the channel where we combine the best of the pro bar and the home bar to make easy cocktails at home. And tonight, we're making a Negroni. I love this drink. It's a great summer drink. It's bracing because it can be a little bitter, but once you kind of get used to it, you find yourself craving it. It's quite delicious. It has that bitter orange flavor from the Campari that's just so unique. The Negroni is an old cocktail, and it's got a count associated with it. I mean, you can drink like a count. Look at this guy. He's great. He is Pascal Olivier Count de Negroni. And he went to a bar in Florence around 1919 or so, ordered an Americano, said, don't give me soda water, which is, an Americano is Sweet Vermouth, Campari, and soda water. He said, swap in gin for the soda water, and the next thing you know, the Negroni is born. And so it's this great drink. Of course, there are other people that have claims to it too, but that's the prevailing story. You know, anytime there's a count involved, you got to go with that. I mean, that's a great story. But here's the other thing. In 1947, Orson Welles was a correspondent for an small little Ohio newspaper in Italy. And he came up with this great quote regarding the Negroni, which is, the bitters are excellent for your liver, the gin is bad for you, and they balance each other out. And so there you have it. That's the Negroni. Every time I go to an Italian restaurant, I always get a Negroni. It's just a great thing. And so here we have it. I am using Beefeater gin, which is a great middle shelf gin, and I'm using brand name Campari, and I'm using Trincherry Vermouth, which is a California vermouth done in an Italian style. So there you have it. So you mix it. I'm going to mix it in a glass. I'm sorry, I'm going to use my mixing vessel, but you can make this directly in the glass. It's stirred, not shaken. So it's one of those one-third cocktails, even equal parts of each. You know, I think you got to take care with those thirds. The problem with the Negroni is the Campari really quickly can overpower the drink. And so you got to kind of rein that in. I'm not a big fan. I love Stanley Tucci, but his video on it, and I think Anthony Bourdain does one too, where they just pour it straight into the glass. It's like, it's about 1/3 of this, about 1/3 of that. The problem is, if you do too much of the Campari, it will overpower the whole thing, and you lose everything else. One thing I've seen people do is to add a little bit extra, like 1.5 portion of the gin to kind of smooth everything out. I'm just doing the straight 1/3. And you know, those are my ingredients. So here we have it. So first I'm putting in my gin into my mixing vessel here. And then it's 1/3 of the vermouth, sweet vermouth. And then it's 1/3 of the Campari. You know, which is a beautiful bitter orange Italian liqueur. And that's it. So what I like to do, I just do a little bit of ice when I stir it. I don't like too much dilution in the glass, but you got to give it a good stir, get it cool. So maybe for 10 seconds rather than a normal 20 to 30. And then I have my chilled glass, and I have an ice cube here, a big cube, which I like for this drink. And you just pour it straight in there. There you have it. I love it with the cube. It has a great color too. That's the other thing that's beautiful about the Negroni. I always forget my garnish. Garnish for home cocktails. You get a nice garnish going there. And express the oils. Get it right in there. You know, it is a beautiful cocktail. The orange colors are great. The rose color of the Negroni is great. It's a beautiful cocktail. And the other thing I like about it is how when you're drinking it with that cube, it slowly melts. And so what happens is as through the course of the drink, it kind of evolves. The ice begins to dilute it a little more, and it becomes, it just hits that sweet spot for everybody's palate. And that sweet spot is different for everybody. So, but nonetheless, if you find the Campari off-putting, I have to say it's really, maybe it's an acquired taste. It's something worth learning to love because it is such a great cocktail. Next week, I'm making what many say is the cocktail of the year. So let's tune in next week. Please hit like and hit subscribe. And who knows, maybe that regular guy will be back. Thanks for joining.